The year is 2025. It is July, and it is a very hot summer in Turkey. Suddenly, big fires start to burn across the country. The fires are near the beautiful Mediterranean coast. They also burn in the western parts of Turkey. These are not small fires. They are very big and dangerous. The country now has a very serious problem. The smoke fills the sky. The weather is a big reason for the fires. The temperature is extremely high. In some places, it is hotter than ever before. For example, in the tourist city of Antalya, the temperature is 46.1 degrees Celsius. This is a new record for the month of July. The old record was from the year 1930. The extreme heat makes the forests and plants very dry. Dry things can burn very easily. Strong winds also help the fires to spread quickly from one place to another. This makes it very difficult for firefighters to stop them. The government sees the serious situation. It declares that 2 provinces are disaster areas. This special name means these places have a terrible problem and need urgent help. Because of the danger, thousands of people must leave their homes. They need to find a safe place away from the flames. The fires are a threat to towns, farms, and important forests. This story is about these terrible fires. It is about the people, the danger, and the difficult problems for the country. It asks important questions about climate change and how to be ready for future problems. 2. Where the fires are. The big fires were not only in the countryside and forests. They burned in the cities too. Antalya is a very famous city on the Mediterranean coast. Many tourists love to visit its beautiful beaches and historical places every summer. But in July 2025, there were terrible fires right in the city center. The flames were very close to apartment buildings and houses where people lived. This was very frightening. The governor of Antalya said the fires were very dangerous because they were among the homes. The government had to tell many people to leave their houses immediately. Families had to quickly take a few important things and move to safe places. The air was full of thick, dark smoke. It was a very scary time for the residents and the tourists visiting the city. Fires also burned in other areas near Antalya, like the Aksu district. Firefighters worked day and night to stop the flames from spreading further and destroying more homes. A very bad fire also burned in Izmir province, which is in the western part of Turkey. The fire here was huge, and it moved with the wind very quickly, making it hard to stop. Because the fire was so big and dangerous, a very large number of people had to be evacuated. This means they had to leave their homes to be safe. In Izmir, more than 50,000 people had to find a different place to stay. This was one of the largest evacuations during the crisis. For a short time, the smoke and flames were so close that the main airport in Izmir had to close completely. No planes could land or take off. This shows how serious and uncontrolled the fire was. The fire affected several districts, including the popular areas of Seferihisar and Menderes. The fires were not just a problem for the coastal areas that tourists visit. Far from the sea, another province had a terrible fire. This was Bilecik province, located in the northwest of Turkey. It is between the country's two biggest cities, Istanbul and Ankara. A very serious fire started in a forest in the Osmaneli district. This fire was also very difficult to control. The wind made the flames change direction suddenly. This made the situation very dangerous for everyone nearby, especially the people trying to stop the fire. Many other parts of Turkey had fires as well. The problem was widespread and affected many people. In provinces like Karabük, Eskişehir, and Sakarya, villages were in danger from the approaching flames. People in these areas also had to be evacuated from their homes. The fires threatened their farms and their animals. In total, the government said that people from 120 different neighborhoods across the country had to leave their homes for safety. The fires of July 2025 were a national problem affecting communities all over the country. 3. People in danger. The big fires were not only burning forests. They were also a great danger to people and their homes. In many places, the flames came very close to towns and cities. Everyone was very scared. The government told thousands of people to leave their houses immediately. It was not safe to stay. People had to take their families and leave everything else behind. In the province of Izmir, more than 50,000 people were told to evacuate. It was a very large and difficult situation for everyone. A very sad event happened in the province of Bilecik. 10 firefighters died while they were trying to stop a fire. They were working hard to control the flames when the wind changed direction very fast. The fire moved quickly and surrounded them. The brave firefighters were trapped and could not get away. The news of their deaths made people all over the country very sad. It was a terrible loss and showed how dangerous the work of firefighters is. An important group called AFAD helped people during the fires. AFAD is the Turkish Disaster and Emergency Management Authority. Their job is to help in dangerous situations like this. AFAD workers helped move more than 2,600 people to safe places. They also helped rescue animals. They moved over 6,000 farm animals, like cows and sheep, away from the fires. AFAD set up temporary homes for people who lost everything. They gave them a safe place to sleep and live while they waited. The fires damaged and destroyed many homes. The flames were very hot and powerful. They burned down houses very quickly. Across the disaster areas, more than 300 homes were destroyed or badly damaged. For many families, this was a terrible tragedy. They lost their houses and everything inside them. They did not know when they could return or what their future would be. The fires took away not just buildings, but the safe and happy homes of many people. 4. The brave firefighters. Turkey worked very hard to stop the big fires. A very large number of people, about 25,000, went to the fire areas to help. These brave workers came from all over the country. The main group was the General Directorate of Forestry, who are experts on forest fires. They worked with AFAD, the country's disaster team. Many normal citizens also volunteered. They brought food and water to the firefighters. The Army also played a role. Soldiers helped to move people to safe places and to keep roads clear for fire trucks. Everyone worked together as a team to protect people and homes. The teams used a lot of special equipment to fight the flames. The fight happened in the air and on the ground. In the sky, there were 27 planes and 105 helicopters. The pilots were very skilled. They flew low in smoky air to drop water exactly where it was needed. This helped to slow down the fire. On the ground, a huge team used about 6,000 vehicles. These were not just normal trucks. Many were special fire engines for difficult forest roads. Other vehicles were water tankers that brought more water to the front lines. The very bad fires in 2021 were a big lesson for Turkey. After that year, the country made important improvements. The government saw that it needed more and better aircraft to fight the new, bigger fires. Now, the country has contracts with special companies. These companies provide planes and helicopters just for fighting fires during the hot summer. This means that help can arrive much faster when a new fire starts. This new equipment helps firefighters do their job better and more safely. Turkey does not always fight these fires alone. When fires are very large, international help is important. Sometimes other countries and groups offer support. For example, a group called Direct Relief gave special medical packs to the first responders. These kits help to treat burns and other injuries. In the past, other nations have sent their own planes to help Turkey. This international support is a big help for the brave firefighters on the ground. It shows that other countries care and want to support Turkey during these difficult times. 5. A very hot summer. The summer of 2025 was not a normal summer. The weather was extremely hot, especially in July. This heat was a very big problem and made the fires much worse. In the city of Antalya, the temperature was the highest it had ever been. It reached 46.1 degrees Celsius. This was a new record. The last time it was so hot in July was in the year 1930. This extreme heat made everything very dry. When the ground and the trees are very dry, fires can start very easily. And when a fire starts, it can grow bigger very quickly. Scientists who study the weather have an explanation for this heat. They say that climate change is the reason. The world is slowly getting warmer, and this causes more extreme weather. Summers are becoming hotter, and there is less rain in some places. These changes create the perfect conditions for large and dangerous wildfires. This is not just a problem for Turkey. The whole Mediterranean area is feeling the effects of climate change. Countries like Greece, Italy, and Spain are also having more fires because of the hot, dry weather. This problem is not new. For many years, the fire season has been getting longer and more dangerous. The fires in 2021 were very bad and burned a large area of forest. Now, it seems that every summer is a new challenge. The hot weather makes the forests like a box of dry wood waiting for a spark. The fires in 2025 showed that this problem is getting worse. The heat and the fires are now part of a new, difficult reality for the people and the nature of the Mediterranean. 6. The government's help. When a disaster like the fires happens, people need help from their government. The Turkish government took action. The Interior Minister, Ali Yerlikaya, made an important announcement. He said that 2 provinces, Izmir and Bilecik, were now official disaster areas. This was a serious step. It meant these regions needed urgent help. This special status allowed the government to send more money and resources to the people there. It also made it easier for people and businesses to get financial support, like help with their taxes. This declaration was the government's first big step to help the communities recover from the terrible fires. The government's immediate help was very important for the people who lost their homes. At least 311 houses were damaged or completely destroyed by the flames. To help these families, the government provided temporary places to stay. It set up 85 trailer homes in the disaster areas. These were small but safe homes for people with nowhere else to go. The Turkish Disaster and Emergency Management Authority, or AFAD, was also very busy. It helped move over 2,600 people to safety. AFAD also rescued more than 6,000 farm animals. The government also promised money to help people rebuild their lives. The government knew it must also think about the future. The hot summers and climate change meant that big fires could happen again. So it began to work on long-term plans for fire prevention. One of these is the Turkey Climate Resilient Forests Project. This project aims to make forests stronger against fires. It focuses on preventing fires before they start, finding them early, and fighting them faster. Turkey also wanted to learn from other countries. It hosted an international meeting in May 2025 to discuss better ways to manage forest fires. This showed that the government wanted to improve its plans. But some people felt the government's work was not enough. Environmental groups and other political parties criticized the government. They said the government did not invest enough in preventing fires. They believed the focus was on fighting fires, not stopping them from happening in the first place. For example, a report showed that many fires in the past were started by problems with energy lines. Critics said better rules could stop these kinds of fires. They argued that Turkey's old plans for managing its forests were not good enough for the new, hotter climate. They wanted more action to prepare the country for the future. 7. Sad forests. The fires in Turkey were very bad for the country's nature. Large areas of beautiful forests are now gone. The green trees and plants are now black and dead. These were places where people liked to walk and enjoy the quiet environment. Now these areas are sad and empty. The smell of smoke was in the air for a long time. The fires burned thousands of hectares of forest land. This destruction changes the look of the land for many years. These forests were full of life. They were homes for many different kinds of animals. Birds lost their nests in the trees. Small insects and bigger animals could not escape the fast-moving flames and died. Turkey has some plants and animals that are not found anywhere else in the world. These special species are now in great danger because their homes are gone. It will take a very long time for these forests to grow back. Some plants and animals may never return. This is a very big loss for the country's natural world. The fires also damaged the ground. The roots of trees and plants are like a net. This net holds the soil together, especially on hills. The fire burned everything on top of the ground, leaving the soil bare. Now the soil is weak and loose. When heavy rain comes in the winter, the water can easily wash the soil away. This is called erosion. This loose soil can go into rivers and make the water dirty. It can also cause dangerous floods in towns and villages near the burned forests. The danger from the fires is not over when the flames stop. Burning forests also makes climate change worse. Trees are very important for our planet because they store a gas called carbon. When forests burn, this carbon is released into the air. This gas traps heat from the sun and makes the world warmer. This creates a difficult cycle. A warmer planet means more hot days and less rain. This dry weather helps more fires to start and spread quickly. More fires mean more carbon in the air. More carbon means a warmer planet. And a warmer planet means more fires. It is a problem that gets bigger and bigger. 8. What we learned. The big fires in July 2025 were a very difficult time for Turkey. Many people lost their homes and beautiful forests were destroyed. But this sad event also taught everyone many important lessons. Thinking about these lessons can help protect the country in the future. It is a chance to learn from our problems. One of the biggest lessons is about our planet's climate. The weather in the Mediterranean area is changing. It is not the same as it was many years ago. Summers are now much hotter and a lot drier. This hot, dry weather makes it very easy for fires to start and grow quickly. Because of this, Turkey must change how it thinks about fires. The old ways of managing forests are not enough anymore. The country needs new and better plans for this hotter world. Another important lesson is about technology. We learned that new technology can help us a lot. There are special tools that can see fires from space using satellites. Drones can fly over forests to find small fires before they become big problems. When firefighters find a fire early, it is much easier to stop. Using this kind of technology helps firefighters work faster and keeps them safer. It is a very smart way to protect our forests and towns from danger. We also learned that good planning is necessary for everyone. People and the government must be prepared for fires before they start. This means communities need to have clear evacuation plans. People need to know where to go to be safe. It is also important to think about where we build houses. We must build them in safer ways, especially when they are near forests. Protecting people, their homes, and their animals must always be the first and most important goal. Finally, the fires taught us that working together is key. The fires were too big and too strong for one group to handle alone. Firefighters, government workers, local people, and volunteers all needed to cooperate. When everyone works as a team, they can achieve more. This cooperation helps save more lives, homes, and parts of the forest. These events showed how important it is for everyone to help each other in a crisis. What do you think is the most important lesson we should learn from these terrible fires?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.